गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णुः गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरु साक्षात् परं ब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्परा। So now we'll begin our session with the questions on the 20th verse. Ahami nasha bhaji aham aham taya surati hrutsvayam parama purna sat. So based on this shloka, shlok 20, the first question. What is the root cause of our sorrow, misery, or pain, and why? Pankaj bhai.
The root cause is Swamiji ignorance. And because of this ignorance, the self, that I, uh, superimposes the physical equipment as well as the subtle equipment like Man Buddhi Chit Ahanta, and take them to be him, to be him. And that is the cause. So all the properties or good dharma of the gross body, subtle body is we started taking that as ours. So root cause is the ignorance of the self.
Anything else can be added to that?
Can I say something?
Okay, go ahead.
With ignorance, we identify with body, mind, and intellect. And because of that, we suffer in our life, miseries and sorrows.
So, ego is the problem. Ego is the same as ignorance also. So, due to ignorance, we identify with the body, mind, intellect equipment and then consider ourselves to be this finite, limited, finite and then limited by space, time, objects, and causation and other beings. And then we suffer in life. So this is the ego born out of ignorance of the self. So the next question on the same shloka is, how many ahams are there? And what are they? Prakash bhai?
There are three ahams. One is I, one is total, and one is supreme. So I is individual, which is selfish, Vashti. Total is Ishvara, which is Samasti. And when the two merges, the third ego arises, that is pure self.
Third is the pure self, third I. Anything else can be added to that?
There is a difference between I, individual ego, and the total ego. When pure self is conditioned with the Maya, it becomes Ishvara. And when the pure self is conditioned with ignorance, it becomes Jiva.
So these three are this Vyashti, Samashti and Shuddha Aham. So Vyashti Aham or the individual ego is identified with the body, mind, intellect equipment. And then this one which is identified with this individual BMI, then this individual is selfish, isn't it? So when we include in this aham our immediate family members, our relatives, our friends, or the society or the nation, to that extent it becomes less selfish. But then, however much we may expand, because of its own limitations, we cannot include the entire Srishti, entire creation. And there is a limitation. So, and the Samashti Aham, which belongs to Ishvara, the total I, which belongs to Ishvara, it includes the entire creation. And therefore, Ishvara is selfless. So, beyond this Vyashti and Samashti is the Shuddha Aham, or the pure self, which is the substratum of all. The next question on the same shloka is, what happens when the ego is destroyed? Shama Amma.
When the ego is destroyed, then you don't feel miserable.
And nothing else happens.
And you are that pure self when the ego is destroyed.
So then the self-illumined pure self shines forth on its own as I. Aham, aham, taya. Now the next question is, does it mean that this pure self is not there now?
No, it is always there.
Example.
No, Swamiji, that pure self is always there.
Explain with example.
Sun in the cloud, Swamiji, the sun, the vision of the cloud covers our vision, and so we don't see the sun, but the sun is always there.
The sun is always there. Yes, so that is a good example. So the self being infinite, it is always very much there, even now. So if we are not aware of it, that is because of our own ignorance. Like if the sun is covered by the clouds, we can't see the sun. That doesn't mean that sun
doesn't exist.
Doesn't exist. In fact, the cloud is also seen in the light of the sun only. The cloud has not covered the sun, but it has covered our eyes. Because sun is so vast, compared to that sun, that cloud is not even a dot. So cloud cannot cover the sun. It can very well cover our eyes. And therefore we can't see the sun. Another important thing comes here, that in the Karma Yoga, we have seen that with the finite karma, infinite cannot be attained. Whether it is the worldly karma, religious karma, or spiritual karma, the infinite cannot be gained by the finite action. So our spiritual sadhana is also finite. So with this finite spiritual sadhana, can we realize the infinite self?
No, sir. No, Swamiji.
So we cannot. So what is the purpose of this finite spiritual sadhana?
Is to quieten the mind, Swamiji. Quieten the mind. Or if I have to give the example, to remove the clouds so that sun, I can see the sun. Similarly, all my agitations, anxieties, they are all removed by spiritual sadhana like japam, puja, japam, and etc. etc.
So spiritual sadhana is not to realize the self, because it is praptasya prapta. Praptasya prapta means it is already there. Then what is preventing us from realizing it? It is only the veil of ignorance that is preventing us from realizing it. So, and these are all finite. Ignorance is also finite. It is anadi but not ananta. Therefore, it is finite. So that can be removed. The veil of ignorance can be removed by adhyatmic sadhana. Because self cannot be realized by adhyatmic sadhana. It is already there. When this veil of ignorance is removed, it is self-illumined. So sadhana is to get rid of all the false notions and concepts and ideas that we have gathered over the lives together and the veil of ignorance that is there, just to get rid of that. A mirror may be there in a room which has been closed for 10-20 years. And then when we open it after 20 years and go and we see the mirror there, and when we stand in front of it, we can't see our reflection because a thick dust has been accumulated on the mirror. It doesn't mean that the mirror has lost the capacity to reflect. Mirror is always there. As soon as we stand in front of it, it will be reflected. But now because of the dust, so dust can be cleaned out and then the reflection will be automatically there the moment we stand there. So Adhyatmic sadhana is this cleaning work, Safai Karmachari work it is. So we have to get rid of that alone, and the pure self is always there. So it doesn't come from anywhere. Oh, now that self is not there, so I have to realize it. Where will it come from? It is somewhere yonder. No, it is very much here and now. The reason is because of our own ignorance, we are unable to realize it. The rope is always there. The snake is seen because of our own ignorance of the rope. The moment the knowledge of the rope is there, the snake will disappear.
Swamiji,
Yes.
55 years of my spiritual sadhana,
Hmm.
what I gain is only this simple truth.
Hmm.
That what I was searching was
Hmm.
within me, not
Yeah.
not outside.
Nowhere yonder, far away somewhere. Oh, I have to reach there. I have to go there, miles away.
And where where I should have gone, I have not gone at all.
That is within. So it is not in the external world anywhere. It is just there. We are that alone. It is because of our own ignorance, we have not realized it. And therefore, the wrong identity, and we have struggled for lives together. It is not one or two lives, thousands of lives, millions of lives we have lived. Taken the form, then discarded it, then taken another form, then again discarded. And throughout all those things, what we have done is nothing very fruitful, just born, grew up, and then took up some occupation of earning livelihood, eat and drink, and rush to the washroom, and that's it. And then have a family, children, they grow up, we become old and then dropped. Then again another body has been taken. Again we go through the same rigmarole, again and again. How long we'll keep doing that? So that is an important aspect. Next question on the same shloka is, explain now here in this question that we have answered just now, the self is always there, and Bhagwan Ramana Maharshi uses this Parama Purna Sat to distinguish this pure self from the finite ego. Now the next question is, explain with example, is the destruction of the ego also the destruction of the body, mind, intellect equipment?
Can I answer?
Bhai?
Can I answer, Swamiji?
Yes, go ahead.
Destruction ego is not the does not mean that the physical body or the gross body is destroyed. What is destroyed is the I notion, what we call I notion or the ego, that is destroyed, Swamiji. Otherwise, our organs of perception and knowledge, they remain intact and as it is.
Any example?
Nanendriya and Karmendriya will not be destroyed, Swamiji. Karmendriya and Nanendriyas, they will remain intact. What will be destroyed is only the I notion or the ego, Swamiji. False false notion that I am this body, mind, and intellect. That is destroyed, Swamiji.
So can we give some example there?
Like the waves in the ocean. When the ocean takes herself as the form. From Swamiji, I cannot really explain, but what I understand is the destruction of the ego of the wave. Ego of the wave. She will find herself to be the water.
There could be a better example explaining this one. Anybody else can give that?
Swamiji, can you please ask it again? Repeat the question. For example, you want for?
Yeah, the question is explain with example. Is the destruction of the ego also the destruction of the body, mind, intellect, equipment? That was the question. So Pankaj Bhai explained it is not the destruction of the body, mind, intellect, equipment. Okay. So then what example can we give here?
See that when the drama is played, the characters don't forget their reality, and they don't carried away by the role which they play.
So
when they are not in the drama. So we also get carried away by this ego, and then we suffer.
So due to ignorance only we identify with the finite body, mind, intellect, equipment, and therefore we suffer. And then when the ego arises, we suffer. So now the destruction of the ego is not the destruction of the body, mind, intellect, equipment. Example is this: actors in a drama. So they keep changing their role, they keep changing their costume, but they never forget their real identity. So they are always aware of their real nature, real identity. Then the next question is, explain with example, why can't we realize the self without ego being destroyed? Prakash Bhai.
What is the question, Swamiji? Please, can you?
Yeah, why can't we realize the self without the ego being destroyed? Explain with example.
See, it is when finite is destroyed, the infinite shines. Both cannot together. For example, a dream world and the waking world. When we are in dream, we cannot experience the waking world, and we have to wake up from the dream, and then we can realize the waking world. The same way is ego and infinite pure self cannot go together.
So only on the destruction of the ignorance of the self, or you can call it ego, or the self can be realized. Therefore, we can't attain it without actually giving up the ego, the jiva bhava. So this example is good. If we have to experience the waking plane of consciousness, we'll have to give up the dream state or deep sleep state. Without giving up that, we can't experience the waking plane of consciousness.
Swamiji.
Yes.
The ego is the avaran, covering on the pure self or true self. It does not cover the pure self, but it covers the vision. Just as the clouds covers our vision, but it does not cover the sun, which is so many times bigger than the simple small cloud.
Yeah.
So when the ego is removed or annihilated, the pure self shines by itself because it's a self-effulgent.
Yeah, it is effort, it is self-illumined. Then we move on to the Next shloka, shlok 21. Idam aham pada abhikhyam anu aham ahami lina ke api alaya sattaya. So, based on this shloka, the question is, explain with example the Vyashti and Samashti aham and their relationship with the Shuddha aham. Kshama amma.
Swamiji, you're asking the relationship between the two?
Explain with example the Vyashti and Samashti aham. What is Vyashti aham, what is Samashti aham, and their relationship with the Shuddha aham, the pure self.
Vyashti is finite ego, individual ego,
Hmm.
and Samashti is total ego.
Hmm.
The finite ego is with selfishness, and this total ego, which is Ishwar, that is selfless,
Hmm.
Niswat.
Hmm.
But they both merge in this pure self.
Hmm. When do they merge in the pure self?
It is the difference is only of the conditioning, Swamiji, the Upadhi.
Yeah. So, when does it merge in the pure self?
Without the conditioning.
Without the conditionings. So,
That is Jiva. No. When do they merge with each other, you said, Swamiji?
when do they merge in the pure self?
Swamiji, can I explain?
Okay. Go ahead.
Here, in 21st stanza,
Hmm.
Bhagwan is talking about the Jiva and Ishwar.
Hmm.
Now, Jiva is individualized ego,
Hmm.
whereas Ishwar is total ego.
Hmm.
When the avran or the conditioning is removed from the Jiva,
Hmm.
at the same very moment, at the conditioning of the Ishwar is also removed.
Hmm.
Because Ishwar is Ishwar because of the conditioning of Jiva.
Hmm.
From the standpoint of the Jiva, Ishwar is there.
Hmm.
But the essence of Jiva and Ishwar is the same, the pure
Hmm.
consciousness.
Hmm.
So when a person realizes oneself,
Hmm.
at that moment, the conditioning of the Ishwar also falls.
Hmm.
Like the wave.
Hmm.
When wave in the ocean, there is one wave and thousands of waves.
Hmm.
Now, wave when knows that I am not this finite form and
Hmm.
name and the
Hmm.
water.
Hmm.
At that moment, the ocean, which is we call, which represents the Ishvara,
Hmm.
that avran also falls because
Hmm.
on realization by the wave that this was just a avran. In
Hmm.
essence, I am the water.
Hmm.
The standpoint of Ishwar, sorry, ocean also is removed at this very moment.
Hmm. So, with the destruction of the finite ego, total ego also merges with the pure self. And only the pure self, Shuddha Aham, shines forth. So, that is with the disappearance of the Jiva Bhava, Ishwar also disappears and only Brahman remains. Because we have seen that Jiva Jagata Ishwara, they exist together and they perish also together. Because without Jiva, what is the use of Ishwara and Jagata? There is no need of Ishwara and Jagata if Jiva is not there. Then without Ishvara, Jiva and Jagat we cannot be there. Without Jagat, what will Ishvara, Jiva, Ishvara do without Jagat? So they together exist and they together perish with the realization of the self. Now we take up the next shloka. Shlok 22nd. This Vigraha Indriya Prana Dhi Tamah Na Aham Ekasat Tad Jadam Hi Asat. So based on this shloka, now the question is explain with reasons and of course with examples also why we can never be this gross body, senses, prana, mana, buddhi, tama or ignorance. None of this we can be. So now, of course, here the answer will be long because there are so many reasons why we can't be any of these, isn't it?
And you have also given the 14 reasons, Swamiji.
Ah, there you are. So we have to have a revision of that. So we will start with Prakash Bhai.
The first is what is mine is not I.
Hmm.
My body, my car, my book is not
Right.
I.
Good. Then
second one is
no, first one you have to continue. What is mine is not I. So my car, my house, and my phone you said.
yeah.
And after that, you have to further elaborate on this, isn't it?
So I as a self is something different than the mind.
So whatever is mine cannot be I.
Correct.
Now this example you have given, the house, the car, the phone and so on. Now we come to the body. How does that apply to this body?
My arm, my legs,
Hmm.
my eyes, other parts of the body. They are not the I. They are not the pure because
they are mine.
They are
They are mine, so that cannot be I.
That cannot be I.
Okay. Then that was the first reason, simple, the grossest reason. We'll move from the grossest reason to the subtlest of reasons, one by one. So first one, then the second reason. Second reason.
Any part of the body or organs of the body is not I, because part or organs can be replaced. And so cannot be I.
Which part of the body am I? So,
which part of the body am I?
So if any part of the body is removed or any organ transplanted in other's body, it does not affect my existence, isn't it?
Yes.
So if the stomach, spleen, gallbladder, one kidney, one lung, 80% of the intestine, and 75% of the liver, half the brain in case of epileptic patients, epileptic seizures, and virtually every organ from the pelvic area and groin area removed, one would not at all be comfortable nor healthy, but the body will still be able to survive. People can live relatively normal lives with just half a brain. A woman was operated upon when she was having epileptic seizures in France, and her left lobe of the brain was removed. And the doctors thought that the right side function she lose, but within 3 months, the right lobe of the brain picked up the functions of the both the sides, left as well as the right. So now which part of this body am I then? Isn't it? So likewise, every part of the body, if you look at, everything is many of the organs can be replaced. If the heart is weak, it can be removed and somebody else's heart can be transplanted. There is a case of a pig's heart was also transplanted into human being. So which part of this body am I then? If blood becomes toxic, then it is completely removed and from the body and someone else's blood is put into that. Maybe several people's blood is transfused into that. So, and then, so which part of this body is there? And then, so I can't be the blood also. So, and then laboratory experiments have shown that after the cessation of the individual's life, parts of the organism can continue to function. That is how this transplantation takes place though. And then the white blood corpuscles, if cared for, it can live for months after the body from which it was withdrawn has been cremated. So organs taken from one body and transplanted into another body. So can live for years in that body after the body from which it was taken has already been cremated, dead and cremated. So there are so many parts are there. The human body produces about 25 million cells, new cells each second, each moment. And that many cells also is destroyed every moment. So this birth and death game is going on. Every minute, 50,000 dead skin cells falls off from our body. And about every 27 days, we shed and regrow outer skin cells. So we gain totally a new body every 7 years. That is what the science says. This process is going on in our bodies since birth. So according to medical science, every 7 years, all the cells in all the tissues of our body changes, including that of our bones, except of course the central nervous system where the neurons are not replaced. It means that most of the cells that were there at the birth of the body are not there today. But I am very much in existence. So which part of this body am I? So which organ of this body am I? None of this. So the two reasons we have given, what is mine cannot be I, which part of this body is I, because everything is subject to change, transformed, transplanted, destroyed, and so on. Then third reason, who can give the third reason? Shamama.
Sorry, Swamiji, you asked me, but I was not attentive. Somebody had called.
I see.
Sorry,
No,
okay, Swami. I can say, the next one you are asking, right?
yeah. Now,
Swamiji,
why we can't be this body, sense organs, pranas, mind, intellect, and so on, tama, ignorance. So this is the shloka in 22nd shloka. That is what is said. We are none of these. That is what Bhagavan Ramana Maharshi says. Now we are trying to find out logical, rational, intellectual,
Swamiji,
scientific reasons why we cannot be
Yeah.
any of these. So first two reasons we have seen, Prakash Bhai said. Now third reason, you tell us.
Third reason, this gross body is the home for so many organisms, and they are born and they die in this body. So
it is their home, it is their world.
Their home, So we cannot be that. So that I cannot be that.
Yes, because they are essential to our health. That is what Professor Ruth Lee says, of the director of the Department of Microbiome Science of the Max Planck Institute. So she says that your body isn't just you. So nearly every nook and cranny of our body is covered in microscopic creatures. These include bacteria, viruses, fungi, and archaea organisms, originally misclassified as bacteria. And therefore, Professor Rob Knight, also University of California, San Diego, told the BBC, you are more microbe than you are human. So this is what it is. And according to Dr. B.M. Hegde, for every single human cell, there are 10 times cells which are germ cells. Without these germ cells, the body cannot survive at all. From the mouth to the anus, there are 10 to the power of 13 germs. So many germs are there. 120 trillion cells. Only for the gut, there are more than 100 trillion. And then there are more than 360 trillion germ cells. So more than 10,000 varieties, varied species of microorganisms live in and on the surface of a human body. Many of them beneficial to human health, and trillions of bacteria live on the skin also. Of course, majority of them are harmless, some are even helpful also. So in the mouth, we have 3 billion germs. About 1 trillion bacteria live on each foot alone. So there are about 100 trillion bacteria living in our digestive system itself. So there are more living organisms on the skin of one human being than there are human beings on planet Earth. With so many organisms considering this body to be their home, and many of them are born there, live and die in the body, so it is also their world, we can hardly call it our own, leave alone claiming I, it as I. So this is what it is. Slowly we are going towards why we can never be this body. Again and again we have to revise this. What is the next reason, Pankaj Bhai?
Can I give seer and the knower?
CR.
Seer. Seer and seen,
No,
knower,
no,
no.
no. We have to go from the grossest to the subtlest of reasons. So then, now the fourth reason.
If you can give me some clue, I can go.
Can anyone give a clue?
Body is a food sheet.
Annamaya kosha, food sheet. 100% made of food and nothing else. So, this body is Annamaya kosha. Seeds are produced in the parents from the food they ate. The fetus is sustained in the womb on the food the mother eats, and after birth continues to be sustained on the milk produced in the mother from the food she eats. So, after being weaned from the mother's milk, the body is sustained on food only. Moreover, this body also appears as food for other animals. So, but when I look at food, I do not have Atma Bhava or I notion in that food. So similarly, this body is also seen as only food, then there cannot be Atma Bhava, I notion in this body. So this is 100% Annamaya Kosha. Therefore, it is called technically in our Shastras as Annamaya Kosha, food sheath. Only food and nothing else. And this gross physical body is an efficient machine to convert fragrant, delicious food into stinking filth. This is what this body is. And this we claim as I. That is the funniest thing that we can do. Now, the next reason why we cannot be the body.
Swamiji,
Yes.
I see my body as a gross body. But if it is put under the microscope, then there will be it will look like an energy, a very powerful microscope. And the solid gross body, which looks to me from my naked eye, I will start seeing as if energy. I think it has got a connection with
No,
the
what you're saying.
Protons, and
No, what you are saying is that the entire existence is made up of matter, whether living or non-living. They're all made up of matter. And matter is made up of subatomic particles, protons, neutrons, and electrons. So if we had a what you call a glass or something like that, a device through which we can actually see protons, electrons, and neutrons, then when we see through that lens, the entire world, we'll not see plants and trees and animals and mountains and stones. We'll only see protons, electrons, the neutrons, and then the electrons in various permutation and combination, and that's it. And if we have a device through which we can see beyond the matter is energy. If you have a device to see the energy, then we'll see the entire existence of only energy in motion and nothing else. Our own body also energy in motion and nothing else. So as we go deeper and deeper into that, then who am I? So that is what you were talking about. Anyway, now we'll go towards the next reason why I can't be the body. The fifth reason. We have covered the four reasons, first four. Now the fifth reason. Shamamma.
Fifth reason is I am the seer and the body is sin. So the seer and sin cannot be the same. What I see, I am different from what I
seer
see.
and seen will come later on. That will be the next reason. Before that, there is another reason.
Jad Chetan Bhed.
Jad Chetana Bheda. Jad Chetana Bheda.
Body is Jad, but I am Chetan, consciousness.
Yes. So, can we give an example to illustrate this? Jad Chetan Bheda.
Illustration is, Swamiji, the bulb, or say TV. The electricity is like the pure consciousness. What pure consciousness is to us is electricity to the TV or the various equipments like fridge, then refrigerator, then heater, and so on and so forth. It will not work. The gadget will not work without the electricity.
Electricity, yes.
Similarly, our body, our gross body, subtle body will not work, will not function if there is no
if it is not enlivened by the consciousness.
Enlivened by the consciousness.
So, if a hand is cut off and separated, it will cease to function there. So, as any gadget is disconnected from the electricity, then it will not function. Or another example is that if you have iron filings on a paper and if you hold a magnet below that and move the magnet, we'll see the iron filings also moving around, and remove the magnet, it will remain where it is. So, similarly, in the presence of consciousness only, the body appears to be sentient, and without it, the body will remain inert only. So, another example is that in the presence of the fire, the cold black iron ball appears to glow red and is hot also. And without fire, it will remain cold and black only. So, can there be an association or relationship between sentient and insentient? Or can light and darkness coexist? So, being of opposing nature, they can have no possible relationship at all. This is what is important. So, we have covered 5 reasons why we cannot be this gross physical body or and so on, sense organs and things like that. Now, the next reason, 6th one.
Swamiji, with this 5, our physical, we are going to be finished physically.
And then another 9 is waiting in the pipeline.
Because these five bombs are enough to destroy us
That is enough.
physically.
We don't have to look for another one. But this contemplation has to continuously go on because our identity with the body is so strong, so strong. Oh.
Yes, sir.
So therefore, this contemplation has to go on continuously, non-stop. Whenever we have time, 24 hours throughout the day, anytime, then again we have to get into that only. And this is very important. Now, what you are talking about, the reason, that will be the 6th reason, what you mentioned earlier. So what is that?
Knower and known, seer and seen.
No, knower and known will come later. This is seer and seen difference.
Okay, seer and seen.
Drashta Drushya Bheda.
Yeah, seer is an subject, seen is the object. And seer is always separate than the seen. So since I am the seer, I am the seer of the objects of this world, I cannot be these objects of, not only objects of this world, even my body also, sorry, even my thoughts also. I am the seer.
Because you are the seer,
Hmm.
so you can't be the seen.
Hmm.
Because body is also seen.
Hmm.
So you can't be that. So like earlier example we had taken. So that is, this is yadrishyam tajjadam. Whatever is seen has to be inert, insentient.
Hmm.
Because we see with our eyes insentient objects also, stones and things like that. But we see people also, human beings, animals, plants also, which are living beings. But we don't see the consciousness that is enlivening that entity. We can only see the insentient body, not the consciousness. Like when we see electrical gadget working, a bulb is glowing or a fan is moving, but we can't see the electricity that is powering it. So therefore, the statement is yadrishyam tajjadam. Whatever is seen is inert, insentient. So electrical gadgets may get burnt or damaged, but nothing happens to electricity. Moreover, when it is said yadrishyam tajjadam and yadjadam tadalpam, whatever is inert, insentient is finite. And yadalpam tadnashtam. So whatever is finite, that is subject to destruction. So therefore, I cannot be this body. Drashta drishya bheda. Then, if we move on to the next reason, Prakash bhai, seventh reason.
Swagata Bheda,
Swagata bheda, that is internal difference.
subject to modification, and I am not subject to the modification.
So internally, there are many parts and organs in the body which are different to each other in size, shape, and function. But I pervade. I, as an undifferentiated consciousness, pervades through every cell of every organ equally. So, because of that, so many differences are there, but I, as a pure consciousness, there is no difference. It is undifferentiated consciousness, homogeneous. So, I am aware of even minor pinprick also in any remote part of the body. So, and moreover, is Swagata Bheda, there is an expiry time of various parts of the body is different. So hence organs can be removed and transplanted in another body after the death also, because the expiry time is different. And moreover, in postmortem also, time of death is decided by the state of various parts of the body, including the food condition in the digestive tract. And therefore, because of this Swagata Bheda and I pervading through all that, I simply cannot be this body. Then the next reason, Shamamma.
Anything having parts can undergo change, but the I principle does not undergo any change.
It remains the same.
Same.
So, gross physical body having Swagata Bheda, internal difference is subject to modification, is Vikari, subject to modification. But the consciousness remains the same throughout the process of modification. So, we are aware of all the modifications of our body over the years, as far as we can go, take our memory to our childhood, our teen years, and youth, and middle age, and old age, and so on. So, different modifications regarding the body, the sense organs, the pranas, and the skin, the hair. The black hair has turned gray now, white, and so on. So, we are aware of all the modifications. So, therefore, anyway, the body is subject to death and decay. So death, decay is also modification of the body only. So therefore, I can't be the body. Then the next reason, Pankaj bhai.
We have covered knower and the known, Swamiji.
No, that will come later. So after this body being, the body parts being vikari, modification,
Hmm. Then the
then what?
prana. Next one is,
Then the very next reason should be what then? Ultimate modification is death. And death.
Reincarnation.
Reincarnation, yes. Rebirth.
Rebirth.
So the next reason is rebirth, the principle of reincarnation or rebirth, or metempsychosis also they call it. So how does that explain that I am not the body? Pankaj bhai?
mm, because the body, what reincarnates is the subtle body.
The reincarnate?
The subtle body means what reincarnates is subtle body and causal body. Causal bodies will always be there, uh, but in the next birth we'll see the entirely a different body. Prison body will be totally destroyed, and what travels from the one the prison birth to the next birth is this subtle body. Sorry.
So any studies have been done regarding this
Yes,
rebirth principle?
yes, Hastamalak Swamiji, Hastamalak,
Hastamlaka.
Hastamalak. uh,
In the modern times, any scientific study?
because when a child is remembers his uh,
Maybe
parents and place of birth and all those things, that so that proves the fact that there is a continuity about the subtle body, uh, in spite of the gross body is totally destroyed in the previous birth.
So there have been well-documented cases also, scientifically studied cases of people retaining memory of their earlier lives
yeah.
after dropping their body at so-called death and then taking up another body. Now, there are so many books also written by those who have studied this, like T.H. Huxley's Evolution and Ethics. And then we have this Dr. E.B. Taylor's Primitive Culture, the father of modern anthropology, and confirms from the standpoint of Western science that higher or esoteric interpretation of the rebirth doctrine is offered by the occult sciences of the East. That is what they call our Sanatan Dharma. Even there is one Dr. Walter Semkiw, a San Francisco-based physician who has set up the Institute of the Integration of Science, Intuition, and Spirit. So, research reincarnation and related phenomena scientifically they are studied and researched into. So there are so many books. V.R. Krishna here also is the Supreme Court judge of India. He has also dealt at length on this subject in his book Death and After. Then there are books written here and people who have also had experiences like near-death experiences, transmigration of souls, extrasensory perception. There are so many books written on that also. So, and we have a famous case of Anita Murjani who had near-death experience, and she has written a book also, Dying to Be Me. The book is also published in 28 languages now. It is available. And then there is a case of a 4-year-old girl in Uttar Pradesh village who claimed that her real name is Kalpana Chawla, the astronaut who died a few years ago in US shuttle mission. She has been narrating to her illiterate parents details of her journey in the space shuttle and how she died in the crash. She even mentioned the name of Kalpana's father who lived in Haryana. So there are so many examples. Now, if a child says, 4 or 5 year old child says that my village is that, my house is there, my wife is there, my children are there, I want to go and see them. And when the new parents take this 5-6-year-old kid there, and he immediately recognizes, this is my village and that is my house. And on first floor was my room, and the old lady sitting there, she is my wife and all that thing. And now, if this boy is asked, do you mean to say that then are you this body? Then the boy will very clearly say, absolutely not, because the earlier body that died, and then I am in the new body. So I simply cannot be this body. So he's for sure, because he remembers his past life very well and how he died, what was he suffering from, and now he has got a new body. So therefore, this principle of reincarnation proves that we cannot be this body. Walter Semke of Virginia State University also, he has authored the book Born Again, An Origin of Soul. And of course, Dr. Brian Weiss, his books also, Many Lives, Many Masters, Same Soul, Many Bodies, Through Time into Healing. Now, these are the Westerners who have done the research of this past life reincarnation and things like that, rebirth. And of course, Dr. Brian Weiss, he's a psychiatrist. He has pioneered the therapy of past life regression therapy to treat his patients, psychiatric patients. So there are so many cases, and then Dr. Stevenson's book is also that 20 cases suggestive of reincarnation. So, according to Dr. Semke, anyone who reads the book with an open mind will develop a belief in reincarnation. So, this principle of reincarnation proves that our body, we are not this body. Definitely not. So, there are so many cases and scientifically studied cases also. And as per the law of memory, the experiencer and the one who remembers the experience must be one. So we remember the experiences of various stages of our life, from childhood to old age and the waking dream and the deep sleep stage. If an experience is remembered, it means that there was a factor that illuminated the experience. And the same factor now illuminates its memory also. So if a child with past life memories is asked whether he is the body, he'll say no, because he has the memory of his immediate past life body, which was different and died. Now he has a different body. That is the one he had previously. So the child is the experiencer as well as the one who remembers his past life body and the present one as well. So there is an entity continuously present, irrespective of the presence or absence of the body. This also proves that it cannot be the body. Now the next reason, Prakash Bhai. We have covered
the difference between gross body
Hmm.
and consciousness or pure self. Gross body is not available in all three states of consciousness, while the I, the pure self, is available in all three. Gross body is not available in deep sleep state, but the I is available in deep sleep state. So I cannot be a body.
Yeah, gross physical body is not available for our experience in the dream state and the deep sleep state. It is only available in the waking plane of consciousness. But I am available in all three states of consciousness. I remember the experience of my dream state also and deep sleep state also. So I pervade through all three states, whereas gross body is limited to the waking plane of consciousness. I pervade through all three states and I am the knower of all three states. Therefore, I cannot be this body. Now, we have covered 10 reasons why we cannot be this body. We move on to the 11th reason. So, Shamama.
The body undergoes change.
Mm-hmm.
And to see this change, you have to be outside the field of change. Then only you can see the change.
Good.
So I'm not. So the I is different from this body, gross body.
Any example you can give to illustrate this?
Example of the three trains
Hmm.
are running in the same direction, I think.
Hmm.
So you have to be outside the train to see the change.
And if you are in the train, what will happen in the middle train?
There
then
is
you
no
will
no movement.
no.
The three trains are on the parallel tracks moving the same direction
Same
and at the
direction,
same
yeah.
speed. And if you are in the
Correct.
middle train, what will happen?
We feel other two trains are not moving, they are standing still.
Because we are also part of transformation. Only somebody standing on the bridge outside, he can see all the three trains moving. Three trains are moving in the same direction at the same speed because he is not part of the field of transformation. So, since I know the changes my body has underwent from childhood through youth and old age, I must be an entity other than the body and a witness to its changes. Therefore, I can never be this body. Next one now, Pankaj Bhai.
Swamiji,
Hmm.
Prakash Bhai and Shama has your notes ready with them.
Is it?
Yeah, and with me, I don't keep any notes.
No, you need not keep the notes. The 14 reasons should come very easily. What is mine cannot be I. Any part is taken away, I cannot be that. Okay?
So,
And there
so
are
like,
so many trillions of microorganisms that, and they claim to be that. How can I be that? Then this is Annamaya Kosha, food sheath, entirely food. Then we have the Jada Chetan Bheda, then Drishta Drishya Bheda, and then Swagata Bheda. Then it is subject to modification. Then it is the principle of reincarnation. Then the body is not available in the three planes of consciousness. And then,
Swamiji,
yeah, so this 14 reasons should be on the fingertips, patapat. You need not
Swamiji,
the notes.
but Swamiji,
Huh?
with me, there is a firm conviction that I am not the body. So I don't have to.
So I don't need the 14 reasons. I'm convinced without the 14 reasons that I'm not the body. Very good. That is also good.
If if I don't know that I am not this body and this body, then daily I have to do the ratta mane, daily remind yourself. But for me, there is a conviction that definitely I am not this body.
Very good. So this conviction has to be there, no doubt. But we also need to have, because for millions of lives we have been identified with this body, and it is not so easy to get rid of the identification. So again and again we have to remind ourselves that why I can't be this body, though I'm identified with that thoroughly. Sometimes I forget about myself and I'm thoroughly identified with this. Or every time I don't look at it as a third entity and I don't address it as a third entity. Oh, now I have to take this fellow for a bath. So addressing it as a third entity. Or something like that. In day-to-day life also, we have to do this practice of looking at it as a third entity.
Swamiji,
Third person.
with me, one reason is solid enough, and that I tell you which is the reason. That I am not present. It has come from the Mandukya Upanishad. That I am not present in three states of sorry, I am present in three states of consciousness. Even in the deep sleep, I am present, and I daily break my head before Shama about this. That at least 10 times in a day you remind yourself. And this is a very powerful reasoning, Swamiji.
Yeah, that is the 10th reason we just discussed.
Yes,
Present in
Swamiji.
all the planes of consciousness. Yeah.
And then immediately your flight from the gross body to subtle body to causal body takes place, and you enter into your nirvikalpa samadhi, Swamiji.
Yeah. So, but still, we have to go through these reasonings. That is important.
Yes, yes, definitely.
Yeah. So now the 12th reason. Prakash Bhai.
Law of conservation.
Okay.
The
So what does this say?
Material and energy are not subject to change as per the law of conservation.
No, it is subject to change.
Sorry, subject to change.
Yes. According to the law of physics of matter and energy.
Matter and energy is subject to change.
So, law of conservation is what? Law of conservation of matter and law of conservation of energy. This is one of the laws, is school level physics only. So, what does this law say? Anybody?
Energy cannot be destroyed, Swamiji. It can be converted from one form to the another form.
Yeah, according to this law of physics, matter as well as energy can neither be created nor destroyed. It can be transformed from one form to another. So it is not subject to destruction. Now, so how does this law of conservation apply here that I cannot be this body?
We have already mentioned, Swamiji, that physical body changes from childhood to the old age.
No,
Swamiji.
that we have seen, but how this law of conservation, that matter can neither be created nor destroyed, it can be transformed from one form to another. How can this law be used in ascertaining that, in knowing or in confirming that I cannot be the body?
The consciousness is like matter is transformed from one state to another state.
Consciousness cannot be transformed from one form to another. It is wrong.
Sorry, body is transformed from one state to another.
Body is transformed from one form to another.
But not the consciousness. So I am not the body.
So how it can be explained? You see, now both matter and energy, they are both insentient and non-living, isn't it? So there has to be a conscious knower to know the existence and transformation of matter and energy, isn't it? So this, and there must be a conscious knower to know, and this conscious knower itself should not undergo any transformation and should be other than matter and energy, because our body is also made up of matter and energy only. So that conscious knower has to be also the law of conservation. Now this law of conservation is applicable to, if it is applicable to inert, insentient, non-living matter and energy, it should be all the more applicable to this conscious knower, with an exception that it is not subject to transformation, unlike matter and energy, and therefore without birth or death. The body has got birth and death. So therefore I am that conscious knower which can neither be created nor destroyed, nor is it subject to any transformation. Therefore there is no birth and death for me. This law of conservation proves that the so-called birth and death are for the gross physical body made up of inert, insentient matter. There was no time when I did not exist, and there will be no time when I will cease to exist. I, as pure consciousness, have always existed. Hence, I cannot be this body. So, we can use this law of physics in ascertaining this also, why I cannot be this gross physical body. Now, only two reasons remain. 12 reasons we have covered. Now, 13, 14, two reasons remain. And over the years, nobody has added any more reasons to that. Anyway.
You had given us the homework for that.
Yeah, and that homework is still pending. The 15th reason nobody has come up with. So, the 13th reason now. 13th reason, now Pankaj Bhai has been talking about it since beginning.
Knower and known, Swamiji?
Knower known difference. The Jnata Jnaya Bheda.
Beda.
Yeah.
See, the I know the objects of this world. I also know the thoughts which are passing through my mind. I also know that when I'm taking the decision using my intellect, I know. I also know about that. Only sentient being, only the sentient knower can see this. But the inert body, mind, intellect, being inert cannot see this. Therefore, I am not this body, mind, intellect, but I am sentient, pure being, pure self.
The knower is always other than the known.
Hmm.
So, any example?
When I see the table, but that is also that comes under the seer and seen. But
No. Jnata Jnaya Bheda.
hmm,
Any example can be quoted?
it's about the thoughts and the. I
No,
know also. I know and I know what I know, and I also know what I do not know.
No. That will not come here. The example. I want the example. Jnata Jnaya Bheda. Why the knower cannot be known?
Torch and battery.
Yeah. The torch and cells. Now the torch, in the torchlight, we can see everything in the dark room. But in the same torchlight, we cannot see the cells on which the torch is operating, the battery on which the torch is operating. So similarly, also the knower can never be known. So that difference is there. And now the last reason only left. So this you better study properly and come. Maybe in our next session we'll do it. 14th reason. So we'll conclude it now.
Yes,
And then next session, we'll have it not this Friday, the next Friday.
next Friday we do not want to keep. We do not want to keep this Friday.
No, this Friday, because certain activities which I was supposed to do today, I have postponed it for Friday.
Oh, okay, Swamiji. Thank you very much. Thank you.
So then we'll do it on the next Friday is what, 14th?
Yeah.
So we'll do it on the 14th then. Okay.
Okay, fine, Swamiji. Thank you very much.
So we'll conclude it now.
Yes.
Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnaat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namah. Hari Om.